中国特色社会主义. Zhongguo is China. They waging war because of drugs, opium, and it wasn't against the drug. It was for the drugs. This is Western value. Someone just asked me a few questions about Deng Xiaoping in the comments. How did he come to power? What is his background? And is he really the father of modern Chinese economy? Well, Deng Xiaoping came to power after the Cultural Revolution. So in 1976, Premier Zhou Enlai passed away in January. And in September, that same year, 76, Mao Zedong, Mao Zedong passed away. And Lin Biao, who was supposed to succeed to Mao Zedong, passed away a few years earlier. And that power vacuum gave a space to Deng Xiaoping to step in, take the lead, and lead China in a completely new direction. But that doesn't mean Deng Xiaoping came out of nowhere. No. Deng Xiaoping is born in China in 1904. He went to France to study and work there very early. And it is in France that he was introduced to Marxism and socialism. And he even met Zhou Enlai in France. And he maybe embraced Marxism in France. And later on, he went back to China. So he went back, joined the Chinese Communist Party along Mao Zedong and others. He was part of the Long March, and he fought against the Japanese, and he fought against the nationalists before becoming the de facto leader of China. And he wasn't the chairperson, he wasn't the chairman of the Chinese Communist Party. He was a de facto leader. And in the late 70s till the beginning of the 80s, the chairperson of the Chinese Communist Party was Hua Guofeng. And Deng Xiaoping stepped in and led China. So when he came in 1979, he went to the United States. He met Jimmy Carter. And that same year, the United States recognized the PRC, People's Republic of China, and established diplomatic relations with China in 79. But Deng Xiaoping's boldest move is the 改革开放, which is the reform and opening up. So China, under his rule, allowed foreign investment, also private enterprises, and he created special economic zones, which are Shenzhen, Zhuhai, Shantou, and Xiamen. And later on, other cities joined too. So Shanghai became part of it too. So those places, in those places, taxes are very low, so that foreign investors can come and invest there. That's what he did. And Deng Xiaoping pragmatic philosophy can be captured in his famous quote, which is 不管黑猫白猫捉到老鼠就是好猫, which is it doesn't matter whether a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice, it's a good cat. In other words, Deng Xiaoping is telling Chinese that don't stuck on ideologies, whether it is socialism, capitalism, communism. We should choose what works well for China and what makes China richer, stronger. And that's what he did. And he was right for that. So, and yeah, there's something that I need to mention. He did all that, but he made sure everything is under communist control. Yeah, that's what we hear now is like socialism with Chinese characteristics, which is 中国特色社会主义. 中国 is China, 特色 is characteristics or distinguishing features, qualities. And 社会 is society, and 主义 is ideology. So 社会主义 is socialism. 中国特色社会主义. That's what he said. And he even criticized Gorbachev when Gorbachev tried to change the Soviet political ideology system before fixing the economy. So he found it to be a silly idea. He said, somebody should first fix the economy before fixing the political system. Yeah, and he was right. So Deng Xiaoping was really the father of modern Chinese economy. He was the architect of Chinese economy. But what we need to mention is Deng Xiaoping wasn't only good in the field of economy. He was a good veteran. He fought well the Japanese, he fought the nationalists, and he was good in the field of diplomacy. So it is under Deng Xiaoping that China and Britain they started talking about the lost Chinese territories, Xianggang, Hong Kong. So Deng Xiaoping in 1984, if I'm not mistaken, he met with then British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and they started discussing Xianggang, Hong Kong. And Xianggang was handed over, given back to China in 1997, just a few months before he passed away. And also Macau, he talked to the Portuguese government, and Macau was given back to China too. I think it's in 1999. That's what he did. So he was good in almost all the field. Yeah, he is a man. He did great things, and he made mistakes too. And he was really a great leader. And we need to know that China, Xianggang, when Britain taken Xianggang from China, it was Britain forced China to open its border so that British can sell the opium drugs. Two wars, and later on, in the beginning of the 20th century, 8 alliances, backward engine, 8 countries: Britain, France, Russia, the United States, Italy, Austria-Hungary, Japan. So Germany, those countries allied and fought China, humiliated China, and imposed a lot of things on China, and even took territories from China, which Britain did. And now we hear the Western countries like the United States and Britain accusing China of stealing technology, saying China is cheating and China rigged the game. We know that these people, a century ago, they were waging war because of drugs, opium, and it wasn't against the drug, it was for the drugs. This is Western value. You need to know that this is Western value at it. I don't know, it's like hypocrisy. So these people are today accusing China of cheating and rigging the game. That's it. So somebody might ask a silly question, because I heard this a lot of times. People ask me, since you lived in China for many years and you studied Chinese history, who is better, Mao Zedong or Deng Xiaoping? I can tell you, Chinese leaders, most of them are better for their time. They are the best in their time. They are just the leaders in the right time. So if you take Deng Xiaoping, you placed him in Mao's shoes in the 20th till the 50th, he cannot be as good as Mao. Likewise, if you take Mao Zedong and you placed him in 1970th till the 1990s, he cannot be as good as Deng Xiaoping. And likewise, Xi Jinping is the right one for his time too. So Chinese leaders, they are men, they make mistakes like Mao did with the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, but they are good for their people and they are the right men for the right time. That's it. So Deng Xiaoping was the father and the architect of modern China, Chinese modern economy. Yeah,